With the back, Charbonnet, second down, 7. Smith to the air. They creep through, and he dumps it off on the wing. It's grabbed right there with a nice catch and run by the tight end, A.J. Barner. Fake to Charbonnet, blocked by Forsythe. Smith one to go deep and goes intermediate. And in there finds Rocket. Poyer the grab. Third down, 15. Smith to the air, cross the block. Charbonnet outside. One-on-one and knocked down by Kendall Fuller. 56-yard try. He's made 15 consecutive field goals going back to last year. For the game's first score. Bullseye, got it. A wall of noise. Hill on the move. First and 10. And he goes to the air, and it's caught right there, and downfield they go with a nice quick hitter. That's Achan, who is listed as a wide receiver on that play. In the pistol with the quarterback, Skylar Thompson. First and 10, pitch out right. He is a rookie out of Tennessee, and he cuts the corner, and he is dragged down by rookie Tyrese Knight. With a run inside. Looked like Wilson was trying to dig his way. Could not find a lot of room. Short on that third down and 1. Sanders is going to try a 57-yard field goal. He has made 6 consecutive 50-yard field goals or more to tie. Wide left. No good. Hard missed field goal by the Dolphins of 57 yards. Look where they take over. Seattle at their 47. High to Smith. Charbonnet looking for a block, and he got it inside from Cross. And he's brought down in the secondary by Poyer.
As we see, Leonard Williams looks like heading to the locker room.
First and 10, cross the block. Underneath they go. Into the nickel, second and 7. Here comes Phillips. There goes Smith, and downfield he goes. Caught! DK Metcalf, what a grab! First and goal, inside the 5. Smith has started 5 of 5. They're working on Fuller.
Coming down with both feet inbounds, getting the first down.
Charbonnet the call on first and goal. Touchdown. And Cross again led the way. The number 1 rated tackle in pro football. 4-yard touchdown run. Quickly they go outside. This is grabbed here by Waddle. They get a block from Eichenberg. They get a block downfield. Achan did it.
Well, that was not very smart. Waddle maybe acted a little bit to make it seem worse than what it was, but nonetheless, it's a penalty and a first down.
Well, look at Achan running here on first down and 10. They get it off. Here comes the pressure. Jones blows it up. Draymond Jones. A converted defensive end, playing outside. The loss back to the 39. The punting unit is out there. 6 defensive backs. Oh, they're coming at him. They got him, and he throws it away. It's picked off on the ricochet. Kohu's got it. Miami's got a first and goal. At the 6, what pressure by that Miami rush. Third and goal. Running back is right. He's in motion. Jackson the block at the right tackle. But they get by. Chased by Jones. Chased by Murphy. And he throws it away. Pressure by the rookie out of Texas, Byron Murphy. No wind to get on the board. Hook it. And it's a 7-point game. Late first quarter. In motion, Kenny McIntosh out of the backfield. Tomlinson a block. He's going deep, and he's got him. DK Metcalf. That's 6. What a throw. The city Thompson did, so he knows about Arrowhead and the noise. Achan back there, first and 10. Down the middle, good-looking throw, Waddle. And quickly on him was the terrific leading tackler. 6 defensive backs. Block there, Jackson right tackle on the move, short, incomplete, looking for Hill. And he was doubled over there, including Woolen. Smith through the air, 7 of 9. Forsythe the block. They got it, Lockett. In front of Kohu, and then drilled over there by Ramsey. With 2 for 25 yards. Fake to McIntosh. Oh, look at they got the spinning tight end downfield, Fant. Upended on the play by the veteran Jordan Poyer. Former second-round pick by the Jets. 1st and 10. Forsythe the block. Inside they go. That's caught right there by Smith and Jinga. No wind and no good. 2nd down, 2 and a run right here, and a block by Smythe and a 1st down run, and that's Achan into the secondary, running well again today. 1st and 10. Oh, they get him from the side. Derek Hall. 6 in the secondary. Miami 0-4 on 3rd down. It's Hill. Dropped it. Jonnu Smith was out there to block it. They're kicking it around like it's soccer, but that ball was blown dead.
Playing outstanding.
12 of 15. He's number 8 in passer rating in the league coming into today. 1st and 10. Up the middle it goes. With a catch right there, Lockett, who's already having a big game, wheels his way to the 3rd. 1st and 10. They come by with Sealer, and he got him. Another big play, turned it in by Zach Sealer. 3rd and 16. Smith. August coming at him. Look at the pressure. Incomplete. Phillips out there watching the tight end of Pharaoh Brown. Filling in for Tua Tagovailoa. Blocked by Jonnu Smith. Lamb is still in on 1st and 10. The catch is made at about the 40-yard line, and Tyreek Hill good for 17. Skylar Thompson wants that snap. Brewer delivers. Pump fake to Wilson. Blocked in there by Brewer. Look out from behind. That was by Derek Hall. They have not converted on 3rd down today. Blitz down. What a play. Dodson. Well, Kendall Fuller. Fant in motion. Charbonnet trying to block. Here they come. They got him. Calais Campbell. Right around the ankles. The sack. Back near the 36. Receiving. 1st and 10. Fake the right. Downfield they got Hill at the 40-yard line, and from behind taken down by Trey Brown at the 40 of Miami. 17-yard pickup. Quarterback Tim Boyle. Lamb the block. Knocked away. Reek Woolen was there. They were going for Berrios. And gets the call. And into the secondary, slowed up by Jordan Brooks and squirms past midfield, but well shy of the 1st. That is an incredible number. 3rd and 11. Wilson. And holding on for dear life was Jenkins. That tripped him up, and it was just shy of him squirming for the 1st.
Grubb wants to get a little tempo with this offense. He feels the lull in what's going on here in the 2nd half as well.
Looking down 4. It's Lockett. 1st and 10. Caught. Fant. Slips by Kohu. And finally brought down by Brooks.
I would think this one with 8 sacks in this game and the pressure they're putting on quarterbacks, he would love this.
2nd down 2. Barner. The other tight end, the rookie out of Michigan. Deflected. Intercepted. Sealer. And tackled by Charbonnet. Another ricochet interception for the Miami defense.
This game all of a sudden is a one-possession game if they can get in the end zone.
Blocked by Jackson. Downfield it goes for Jonnu Smith. Smythe in motion. Boyle to the air. Down the middle. Caught by Hill. Corkscrews to the 3. 1st and goal brought down by Dodson. Achan the back. 3rd and goal. Boyle. And it was dropped by Smythe. Blocked by Lamb. Incomplete for Achan. Covered by Witherspoon.
Incredible job by that defense with their backs against their own goal line.
Cross the block. 1st and 10. Up the middle it goes. And that's grabbed by Metcalf. Cross the block. That's a first down. Smith and Jigba chased out of bounds. Holland. Boys come up with some nice catches here.
What do I have in Geno Smith? What do I have in my receiving core, my running backs? And that was what he's been able to establish.
Charbonnet, 1st and 10. And bullets ahead to the 24. 1st and 10. Charbonnet bouncing outside. Can't get by Kohu. Now he does. Stiff arms his way into Marcus May. By the way, Hill and Waddle combining for 66 receiving yards. 2nd and 7. With the run right here. Bouncing outside. And in for another touchdown. Zach Charbonnet. 7 catches and 66. 1st and 10 Boyle. Jackson the block. And Julian Hill backpedals his way into the secondary. 1st and 15. Boyle. And caught right here by D. Estridge. Waived by Seattle last month. And 2nd and 8. Jackson a block. Holding him up. Flags and a sack. And that was by Reed. Miami will fall to 1-2. And again, we have no word on Skylar Thompson. Seattle has won it. They're 2-0 at home.